welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Shiro Juguna and I am back with another video. And thank you so much for the 182 subscribers. Karibuni sana. If this is your first time here, karibu sana. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do so. And yes, let's get right into the business of the day. And I am serving hot cheese. This is the first episode of hypocrisy, dishonesty, and other short stories. Because, man, chat boys. Anyway, before we do that, could you just take a moment of silence for those girls and those ladies that have been dumped in the name of Jesus? Anyway, so if you've never dated a church boy, or you've never been dumped by one, let me give you a little bit of context. Church boys do not break up with people and they do not lose interest. It's either they hear the Lord whispering in the middle of the night and saying, "Brother Nicodemus, I am calling you into a season of singleness." So you leave Brother Nicodemus and in the evening and you are online shopping for a wedding gown, and the following day he has been called into a season of singleness and sees you're dumped that way. In other cases, Brother Saul or let's just say Brother Daniel will just take note of his woman, how she dresses, how she puts on her makeup, and how she talks, and then realize this woman is actually not going to heaven. She's not as prayerful as I thought. She is not. Her shoes are not good for a born again woman. And sis, you'll be dumped because you're not going to heaven because you're indecent. Now, in June 2018, between January and June, I went for my last long holiday in uni, and I was dating a guy who was a year ahead of me. That means he was in his last semester when I went for long holiday. And then it got to a point during the long holiday, and this guy started becoming cold. You know how like a relationship hasn't died, but it's kind of fainting, and if it's not fainted, it is, what do we even call it? It is suffocating. It's on its way to. We've gotten to that point, and then it was like a business partnership. Good morning, good night. Okay, good night. And then, cause me by then nakwanga kiherehere. I'm a kiherehere person. I force conversations with people, even strangers. Sometimes I'll just talk to strangers. So nikaanza kukiforce issues. I was like texting in the middle of the day, with being annoying. And then I'd get maybe a response way later. And truth be told, if someone is not working and they are in 4.2 School of Business, University of Nairobi to be specific, may they never lie to you that they were busy. That's why they didn't respond to your messages. It's a lie. We had 3 units the whole semester, and I remember my time, we pushed the three units, we pushed them to 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. So from Wednesday all the way to Monday, we were just walking around. Unless now someone is working, that's a different case. But this guy was not working, but he was busy to even respond to me. So me nikachill. Now, I wanted to pierce my nose for the longest time, and I kept talking about it and telling my sis, and my sister had already pierced her nose. So I tell this guy, I want to pierce my nose, and then he said, "How will people see you?" And then I'm like, "Who are people? What people?" And he's like, there's a perspective that people have about people with nose ring. What do you even mean? How can I live my whole life because of people and what they think and their opinion? Anyways, I put that at the back of my mind. And then during the holiday, I was doing some business along Jambo Road. I get off business and my sister had told me where she had pierced her nose. And I decided to pass by. I remember it was 2nd of June 2018. I passed by that place and pierced my nose. The following day, I had locked my hair. Around the same time I had locked my hair because my hair was falling off, breakages and whatever. So I decided to put locks. I passed by, pierced my nose, and then the following day after I pierced my nose, a friend of mine gave me a free photo shoot. Oh, thank heaven. He gave me a free photo shoot. So I post my photos, and then, because obviously I couldn't tell this guy I had pierced my nose. He was not even talking to me to start with. It was a good night, good morning. So I post my pictures, and then he's like, oh, nice. And then he realizes, I think I pierced my nose, and then he's like, oh, so you pierced your nose? I was like, yeah, what do you think? He goes silent. He didn't say a thing. That was, I think, on Sunday. And then on Monday, we were supposed to go back to school. I thought he was joking. So he had already moved out, of course, because the semester was gone. And now my class was the senior year. So we were moving back to school. So I moved back to school. And then the following weekend, I think that was the weekend around 9th of June, we had like a certain I think it's a mentorship group that we were in together, and then we had the silver jubilee for that mentorship group. So we met for the first time. This guy has not been talking to me. He's been like telling the friends, and then I've been telling my friends, but hey, do you know my boyfriend is not talking to me because I pierced my nose? And it was like a joke. To me, it was a joke. I thought he's going to calm down, and then so we got to that silver jubilee, and then the guy wasn't from my tribe. So a guy friend of ours asked him, brother so and so, brother so and so, have you been praying for your girlfriend? Because I see she's been putting on during the holidays. She's been putting on booty shorts, and I now see she pierced her nose. And then they spoke in Jaka. I am standing there listening to them, and then he replied in Kijaka. I froze. I was angry. And I was just thinking, why? Just speak what I can hear. Don't use your mother tongue just because I can't hear. Anyways, I went back home. We didn't talk. I went back to school. We went to his place. We didn't talk. And then we started back and forth. All this time, I knew his birthday was coming up. His birthday was, I think, on the 13th of June. So I started thinking, what am I going to buy for this guy for his birthday? I make my plans, nini. I was helped by his roommate because he moved out with 2 roommates. And then on the day of the birthday, I wish him a happy birthday, and that's it. And then I hop on Instagram and see this chick who was in a same uni, different campus, having posted my boyfriend and said happy birthday to my Mr. Favorite. Now, this chick was a model and she had a nose ring. Pause. As in, what do you mean? Now, you're breaking up with me because I have a nose ring, and some chick somewhere is calling you Mr. Favorite and she has a nose ring. Anyways, so I texted him. I told him, you know what, now I actually know it's not about the nose ring, so And then he, imagine, I don't know what is wrong with humanity. Like, you tell someone that, and the only thing they say is, no, I've talked to her and she has removed. What do you mean she has removed? I didn't tell you so that she removes. I just want to know what is happening. Anyway, so he started saying, no, she's not even anything to me, she's my friend. Really explaining things that I didn't ask for. And then I told him, if she's your friend, then she doesn't have boundaries, and you are the one who has taught her not to have boundaries. So we start having back and forths that whole week, back and forths. And then the last time I realized this guy was actually fixated on the fact that he wanted me to remove my nose ring. And me, I was not ready to take that risk. Remove my nose ring, something that I've always wanted, something that I felt pain piercing. And this guy could actually be having someone else that he's seen. So we had a group of 8 people. So him and 3 other friends and their girlfriends. So we were 8 people. We used to hang out and whatever. So I remember his guy friends talking to him and checking him. If this chick hasn't changed in terms of behavior, and if that's what she wanted, just a nose ring, it doesn't make her, like a bad person or whatever. And he was like, no. And then, because the friends sat him down, I don't know whether he thought I'm the one who sent them or whatever, but of course I had shared what is happening. Then one day I was working, I was at Kiambu Road, and then this guy texted me and said, so and so told me how you guys talked when you said that it's not working between us. And then he said, you love seeking sympathy, and I hope it works for you. Sympathy? What do you even mean? Kwani, how ugly am I to seek sympathy for someone to love me, even if, okay, there's no one who is as ugly, but what do you mean? Anyways, so that was that, and I decided whatever comes, whatever goes, I am not seeking sympathy, and we're done. It hurts, it sucks, but I am not seeking sympathy. Got off work, went back to uni. And then I was in the CU leadership, in the position of the Sisters Welfare Committee, and they used to dub the person sitting in that chair. They used to dub her big sister. So a week later, a lady who was, I think she was a year behind me, texts me, and then she's like, so there's this guy. Big sisters used to give advice. I can give good advice. Anyway, so she texts me, so there's this guy, he's been pursuing me, really, I don't feel ready, what do you think? And I told her, just take your time, whatever. And then, because everyone in uni knew we were dating, she asked me, are you still dating so and so? And then, I think at that moment I just felt like something was off. I told her no. What happened? Now when she asked what happened, I was like, why are you concerned? As in, why? But I didn't ask her. I told her things couldn't work out, whatever, and then that was it. A week or just 2 weeks later, a friend of mine just told me, your ex-boyfriend is dating so and so, and I was like, what? That's what she was asking me. Anyways, I felt manipulated, of course, and that was the most heartbreaking part. I was like, this guy dumped me for some other chick in the name of my nose ring. So I continued just living, heartbroken, and it was like that heartbreak sucked. And then a month later, they started having issues, and then the chick came to me and she started saying, I am sorry, I used that way to get information from you, whatever. I didn't ask for the apology, but she just felt like it wasn't right. I think when things didn't work out, and then she came to me, never this, oh, I didn't mean to manipulate, whatever. I told her, no, it's okay. And she started giving me stories, and she told me, I needed to confirm that you guys are not dating because I didn't want to get heartbroken like so and so. So she mentioned her friend who was heartbroken by my boyfriend. Like, what happened? Now I just behaved dumb at this point. I asked her, what happened? It was like, when she was in first year, she didn't know that you guys were dating, and this guy was like hitting on her, and then one day you walk in on them. Now let me tell you the incidents of me walking in on them. So this guy was vying for a political seat in the student leadership. And then I was on long holiday again. I think the second year one. I think our relationship was like a month or two old. And then I walk in and find this chick cooking. She was fresh, like she was in her first semester, so she didn't know me, and because I was on long holiday, she didn't know me. I walk in and find this chick cooking, and then I just sat there, quiet. And then after she left, once she was finished cooking, she just walked out. She didn't eat on anything. I think the people like in the other room told her, "You just leave or something." So she left. I asked my boyfriend, and then he said, "She's my friend. You see this friend thingy? She's my friend." I'm like, okay. I just took that. Don't even ask me why I trusted that, but I did, and stayed for that relationship for more than 2 more years from that point. So when now the chick that was being dated told me about her, I was like, okay. So I told her, yeah, that's fine, it's okay. The guy kept coming back. And then I think it was just too late. I knew so many things at that point, and then I was moved on, of course. Not with another person, but with my own life. What am I saying? Every time a relationship fails, and now I get serious, in a way or the other, you contribute. Not for people, you do not contribute anything for someone to cheat on you, but maybe you didn't ask the right questions at the beginning, and there are things that you ignored. Because like in my case, this guy, he dumped someone else for me. Like when we started dating, he had just dumped some other chick. I knew this chick, I knew they were dating, but now at that point, this guy was my friend. But I think also, I also didn't watch our boundaries. Because when someone is dating someone else and you're doing everything else that is supposed to be done, you watch movies together, you spend so much time together, you play games together, there is no way this person is ever going to put in work in the relationship, because they feel they have an option. If it doesn't work out, I can go to someone else, or they won't put in the work they're supposed to see. And that's where like my issue comes in, like boundaries. I didn't put in the boundaries. So when he would say, things are not working out between me and so, I never questioned, and I actually never opened my eyes to see that I could be the cause of why things are not working out, because he feels like he has an option. So I think he broke up with now the chick, and then a week or a few weeks later, he hits on me, he asks me out, and then I accept. You see, it's those things, like the foundation, the start, without asking questions, like why is it not working between you and so, why didn't it work? Those questions that you do not ask, they contributed, because you see, this relationship started with, I'd say, infidelity, because it's not like legit it was not working for them. It's because there was someone else that he thought was a viable option. So anyways, so it starts with infidelity and ends in infidelity. And yeah, that was my first episode of Church Boys. And I'm not saying Church Boys should be perfect, but at least be honest. If you lose interest in someone, don't talk about their dressing, don't talk about their tone of praying. Just tell them, man, me, kimeshindikana, like I am unable, like I've lost interest, and I think it's fair if we just go our different paths. So yeah, guys, that's the end of our tea time. Thank you so much for watching this video to this point. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and I would want to hear your experience with Church Boys in the comment section below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and until next time, you guys have a good one. Bye bye.